Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this class. This is mathematics class, and today we are here again to treat this important example on this topic we looked at in our previous class. We considered the topic the uh, differentiation from the first principle. So we start the class solution. So by the definition, but before we write the definition of the derivative from the first principle, we will write our function f of x is, what is the function given to you? F of x is 3x squared minus 5. This is the given function, right? Then you now write the definition of the derivative from the first principle. By the first principle, derivative of the function, we denote the derivative of a function of this function by prime, f prime of x. So we denote it by f prime of x, or you can just say dy dx, to be equal to limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x, all divided by what? H. This is the formula I gave you in our first class, our previous class. This is the formula for the derivative of a function from the first principle. And this definition, this formula is what we are going to follow to solve this. So this will be equal to, we continue our solving here, to be limit as h goes to 0 of, remember our function, look at how our function is defined. F of x is what? 3x squared minus 5, which means anything you put inside a function, you are going to do what? Square it and multiply it by what? 3 and minus 5 from it. So from the formula we have, after the limit, we have f of x plus h. So what is inside the function is now x plus h. So x plus h is now in place of our x. So we are going to follow how the function is defined. So what's inside the function is x plus h. The function, you are going to do what? Multiply it by 3. So we are going to have 3 open bracket, what is inside the function? X plus h. And what do you do when you do that? You square it according to the definition. What is inside the function? You square it and multiply by 3. So this, I will square it. So I've written how it is. The next thing is what? Minus 5. Minus 5. So I've written this correctly. I replace this x with what you have inside the function, x plus h. That's what I replaced it. Then next you have in the formula is what? Minus f of x. F of x is this original function given to you. So you put minus, I can put bracket and write out my function 3x squared minus 5. That's then all divided by what? H, according to the formula we have here. So your own is to write this formula for the derivative from the first principle and follow the formula as I followed in doing this one. So this will be limit as h goes to 0 of, you have to expand this thing because you are having x plus h all squared. You expand it. This will be 3 into x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. There is no enough space, but I will write, if you have a plus b all squared, if you have a plus b all squared, if you expand it, it will give you a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So if you expand it, then I've written this minus 5. Then we have minus again here. I'm going to distribute this minus to what I have. So inside the bracket, minus times positive 3x squared will be minus 3x squared. Then minus times negative 5 will be positive what? 5. Then we have all divided by what? We have all divided by h, right? That's what we have. So this will be limit as h goes to 0 of, I can open this bracket with 3. So 3 times x squared, I have 3x squared. 3 times 2xh, I have 6xh. 3 times h squared, I have 3h squared. then minus 5 I have here, then I have minus 3x squared plus 5, all divided by what? H. So some things can cancel. If you look closely, some things can cancel. We cancel the things that we cancel. Then what is now remaining is limit as h goes to 0 of 6xh plus 3h squared, all divided by what? H. If you look closely, h is what? H is common. So h is common. So I can say that this is limit as h goes to 0 of, I can factorize h from the up. I have h open bracket. If I factorize h, what I now have inside the bracket is 6x plus what? 3h. Because if I factorize h, I will divide everything by that h. So I will now have this all divided by what? H. So that if you look closely, h can cancel h. Limit as h goes to 0 of, so we have what is remaining is the quantity inside the bracket, 6x plus what? 3h. That's what we have. Then remember, h is going to what? 0. You can evaluate the limit now. If you evaluate the limit, h is going to 0. You substitute h for 0. If you have not watched my video on how to evaluate limits of function, you can go back to you can go and watch the video. So if you want to evaluate this limit, h is going to 0. So we'll substitute h for 0 here. So we have 6x plus 3 times what? Instead of 3 times h, it will be 3 times 0. Then this gives 6x plus 3 times 0 is 0. So the answer to this is 6x. So the derivative of this, so the derivative of the given function is what? 6x. So 6x is the answer to this question. So thank you so much for being part of this class. I'm going to see you in our upcoming class. Bye.